Creating expectations is terrible, or creating expectations is awesome. You should do it. It's so different, one approach to another, and yet so many people do both or do none of them. What is right, what is wrong? I mean, it's really complicated just to think about it. But that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Another week, another Saturday, another day that you're watching this. I don't know. But thank you so much. I appreciate. We are growing. Our community here on YouTube is growing, increasing, and it's fantastic. I'm so excited. And thank you so much for being a subscriber. In case you're not, please do. At the end of this video, subscribe to my channel, like this video, maybe share with your friends, and leave a comment down below. Today I want to talk about something that is always in the back of my mind. Expectations and creating or not creating expectations. Is it good? Is it bad? If it's bad, why we still do it? And if it's good, why not more people do it? Or why not more people claim it's a good thing to do? I believe that it is a very difficult thing to actually think about, because let's face it, even if you say you don't like creating expectations, you probably still do. And even if you say that, oh my God, I'm trying to build expectations, how do you build something like this? The reason for today's topic is because this is a conversation I have a lot with my wife. I have a lot among friends, because opinions. There's a dog here. Because opinions. Really? Dog? This thing is important in my opinion, because I don't think we actually know what to do in terms of expectations. I don't think most of us are certain that creating expectation is good, or not creating is good, or creating is bad, or not creating is bad. And I just want to say one thing. Is a disclaimer, okay? I'm not sure the correct answer. I mean, who am I to say that something is right or wrong? I'm not going to do this. It's just my opinion, and it is important for me. But the thing is, I am a guy who creates expectations over everything. It is part of my personal belief that I like to have this kind of stuff, happening in my life. I like to have the idea that something is going on, I like the idea of having something to hope for. But as it turns out, this way we get frustrated a lot, because there's a limit on what we can and cannot make happen. There's a limit to the things that we can predict about the future. And that these things, sometimes it bothers me, the fact that I can't control, but that's just part of life, right? On the other hand, we have my wife, my beautiful Rebecca. She's the opposite. She does not like to build expectations. She believes that just expecting something to happen, it is problematic on itself. I mean, she doesn't like the feeling of being frustrated, and of course, nobody does. I don't enjoy it either. But which one is correct? Which one is the best way of living? I do have my doubts, and sometimes I kind of wonder if maybe I should be a different person. I mean, maybe I should not be expecting anything. Because if I don't expect anything, I'm not going to be frustrated. Or am I? Maybe this whole thing of thinking you don't build expectation and therefore you cannot be frustrated, maybe this is fake news. Maybe this is virtually impossible. Because how can you make sure you're not going to build expectations? Because the moment you start talking about this, you kind of, the expectations, they kind of start filling up and start happening. There is a minimum amount of control we have over everything. But there's also a maximum amount of control we have. And because we cannot predict the future, we cannot 100% know what's going to happen. It gets very complicated to expect for something and to hope for something. But this is the word that I love talking about. Hope. Hope is something that is part of my life, and it has to. I believe that without hope, without this expectation, with a fancy and more romantic word, which is hope, I believe that without this, there's no meaning in doing what we're doing. Why are we working for if we don't expect to make money at the end of the month, on the end of the week, or if we don't expect to pay your bills at the end of the month or in the end of the week? Why are you working for? If you don't want to achieve that goal, if you don't have an expectation in being approved in that test, then why are you studying? It sounds weird and ridiculous almost, but expectations are just simply, in my opinion, part of everything we do. We expect things to get better. 2020 was a terrible year for everyone in the world. So many people lost family, lost friends because of this virus that happened, and it's still happening, unfortunately. And one thing that I learned from 2020 is that we need to hope and expect things to be better. Okay, maybe things are not 100% better, and maybe things are never 100%. Maybe things are never awesome and perfect, and that's okay. I think having the idea that something is perfect is just wrong. As it turns out, if we don't believe next year is going to be better, if you don't believe you're studying for this test and it's going to be approved, if you don't believe that you're doing the hard work at your job, you're going to get you a promotion, if you don't have this kind of expectations, everything seems pointless. It seems that's no reason for doing that. My wife lives a life without building too much expectation, but that's not 100% true. She has expectations for stuff, and she hopes for stuff. What I've learned is that we eventually get frustrated hoping for something or not hoping for something. Expecting something or not, frustration comes eventually, and frustration is maybe another thing that is just part of life. Maybe there's nothing we can do to stop frustration. Because if we're gonna stop expecting for stuff, then again, there's no point in doing anything. This past weekend, my wife and I were at church for Sunday service, and my friend was preaching, and he said something that was amazing. It was very nice. He said, God is gonna take care of the result. And what he meant was that we have to prepare ourselves, we have to do what we gotta do, but we shouldn't be worried about the ending, about the outcome. Because in terms of life, we cannot control the outcome. We just can't control part of the process. So the part of the process that is concerned to you, just do your best, do what you gotta do. You can still expect and hope for the best. But remember that the outcome does not come from you. It does not come from us. There's no control over it. So for you out there that still believes that creating expectations is a bad thing, that you shouldn't do it, it's okay. Again, I don't mean that I'm correct. I'm not saying my opinion is the best one, but I think I made my point. Everybody, in my opinion, everybody creates expectations, if they want or not, if they say they do or don't. So if I'm gonna have frustrations either way, I might as well just enjoy the ride, enjoy the process, and expect and hope for the better. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it if you could like this video and subscribe to my channel. Just a reminder, next week is the last Saturday of the month, which means the video about the book review, the book you're reading, Onward, from Howard Schultz, is gonna be here, and also the book for next month, the book for June 2021. So I hope you enjoy, I hope you like, and that's it. See you next week.